Good morning, Andrew. Trying to get started here. All right. Good morning, traders. Don't really have a bias just yet. I kind of feel a little bullish. If we can break this 560, 550 area, that'd be great. Reversing back up currently. I'm gonna throw a micro trade, just one long, and let it sit for a little while. Trump is currently speaking. What's up, Ben Lynn? How's everyone doing this morning? Didn't realize my thing was on here. Hang on one second. Hello, this is John. Yes. Hey. And we're back. All right, so I don't have a bias just yet. I am long bias mostly, so we'll see how that plays out. But right now, I just have one contract and a micro. I'm just gonna let it play out. I don't really have a stop in mind. Just gonna see what we get. Overall, I feel like I'm bullish, but this could change. Kind of had this is the 4-hour chart. Nice run up, pull back, and then now it's ripping back up. So this is a 12-hour pullback. If we can break these highs here, most definitely bullish. And if we can break this high here, this yellow line, then I'm 100% bullish. Just depends on what we get. But for now, I'm mostly bullish, and I've got a trade in just to kind of confirm that. It doesn't matter if I have a trade or not, but definitely pushing the bull. Need to check my Ninja Trader Live, see if it's funded yet. Still not. I don't understand why it takes so long. When I go to the gas station to get gas, it doesn't take that long to charge my card. It is what it is, I guess. All right, so that pullback was good. I'm gonna add another contract to my micro trade here. So yesterday, I had some good news. Mate, your today's view on NQ. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, Andrew? I'm viewing it as bullish at the moment. Anyway, the good news was that I took my daughter's mom to court. She moved quite a while away, and I had to take her to court to prevent her from moving or to try to get custody of my daughter. Well, preventing her from moving was a no-go, but I did win custody of my daughter. So I'm very happy and great spirits over that. I just wanted to share it. Can't stop thinking about it. Can't stop talking about it. It's very hard for a man to win majority custody of a child, especially in Tennessee, where I live. And I proved myself as the more stable and best option for my daughter. So that was awesome. I got the news yesterday afternoon around 3 o'clock. I was super excited. My wife and I were like jumping around. We were at the pool with our kids. My lawyer said, "Are you sitting down?" Nope, but hit me. Thought he was going to tell me that I lost, but we won. Glory to God. The only trade-off of that is she gets most of the summer, which really sucks because my daughter and I are very close. She was kind of in tears that she wasn't going to see me for a few weeks. I get one weekend out of the month of each month in the summer. But no big deal. I'll still go visit her while she's there, and I get to talk to her every night. It's not required by law, but my daughter wants to talk to me before bed. Thank you, Ben. And Andrew, I'm overly bullish. Well, not overly bullish, but I'm mostly bullish on the day. If we can break this yellow and green line here, then I'm pretty sure we're going further up. And then especially if we break this high here at the 21,847 area. Doesn't mean we will. God does best. Yeah, man, he does. Praise him on the good days and praise him on the bad days. Trust me, you won't regret it. But yeah, overly bullish. Not overly. I keep saying overly bullish. I am bullish on the day, 100%. I feel like we're going to push up, but I could be wrong. Don't really know. Markets surprise me very often. Right now, we're just 2 micro contracts in. I'm going to hold this trade for a while. Unless it breaks down below the 21 EMA there. And in that case, I'll just drop out. Oh, and I've had a bunch of people message me on Discord and Instagram asking if they should copy my trades. The answer is no, you probably shouldn't. How many years did it take me to become profitable? Quite a while. I mean, I've been trading since my daughter Kylie was about 9 months, 8 months, 6 months old. She's 10. So about 9 years, almost a decade. I have gone from, trading crypto to Forex to now futures. I've traded a little bit of stocks, and it took a long time, to be honest with you. But the most important thing about trading is the charts. You stick, so the saying where you have 10,000 hours in a certain thing and you become a master. Well, staring at the charts and seeing what happens, how price reacts to certain things, that right there is a game changer. Spending so much time, and before I used to not spend this much time until last year. I didn't spend a lot of time on the charts. I would trade maybe a few months out of each year. I'd make 30,000, 35, 20, 10, whatever, and I'd get scared and take my profits and run for the year. So, I mean, that's good money for a year if you just trade for a month or two out of the year, or even a couple weeks sometimes. But I enjoy trading so much that I want it to be full time. So I took the time last year to stick to the charts and just learn. I've got many hours staring at the charts. That's the one piece of advice that I could give you that is a game changer. 100%. Like right now, this is kind of bull flagging. I mean, we've pushed up, and now we're trading sideways. Typically, we'll have like a break of structure, and it'll push up to the upside. You could also trade this as a barcode for now. So I mean, there's only a certain amount of time you can do that. So once we started trading sideways here, this red candle here, you could have bought, which I bought a little high, but you could have bought this and sold at the top once it breached the highs, and then wait for it to come back down again and put your entry to go back up again. So, I mean, you could trade the barcode. Noticing things like this takes time in the market. You have to really, really study and really watch. And it doesn't happen overnight. Like right now, I can buy another contract because I know it's probably going to go back up. Eventually, we'll get that breakout. Maybe. It doesn't always work. So sometimes it'll kind of trade sideways and then go down. So this isn't a surefire thing. Since I'm in 3 contracts, I'm going to bring my stop up a little bit in case it rips down with some news. But another thing is managing your risk. If one thing I want to test because I've never done it is having a very small stop loss, maybe a point or I don't know, several ticks, just to put an entry in, let it rip up, take my profits, or get stopped out, and just keep doing that over and over again. And I'm gonna test that and see. I plan to. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I wanted to see. Because I read something in a book the other day where some of the top traders have very minimal risk, and it's kind of interesting to see or to read that because for me, my stop needs to be kind of open because the market moves so much, especially now in the Trump markets. It's pretty wild. You get a 1 second 100-point candle and boom, you're out. So the answer to your question, I really don't know how long, man, but stay true to the charts. Keep watching. Put time, effort. You have to live, eat, and breathe this to be profitable. And that's the truth. That is 100% the truth. When I'm at home, I'm looking at the charts too on my phone. Sometimes it makes my wife mad, but this is our livelihood. She don't really get mad. She just maybe a little bit annoyed. But I do put time in for my family. I am just on my phone a lot. Excuse me. And right here I have news open. I mean, dedication to the fullest. Got a nice little setup to where I can see multiple time frames, watching various aspects of the market. I'm watching ES, I'm watching NASDAQ, I'm watching gold. ES and NASDAQ kind of run together in sync. Sometimes ES will shoot down real hard, and then NASDAQ is right behind it eventually. Kind of a lag between the two. So if you watch ES and you see it rip down, you can almost bet that you're about to be stopped out or you're about to make a bunch of money. But for now, stick to one prop firm, one account, and just trade it. See what I mean though? We just barcode. How long have you been trading, Andrew? Even though the candle body's not down here, we reach down here, so you can picture this as one big green candle and just like a barcode here. And that was the next leg up. So, boom, entry in. Check out that 2 minute real quick. You can see a longer version of it pretty much. Just chopping sideways. That's all it's doing. I like the 5 minute because it's less noisy, less candles. The higher the time frame, the better, in my opinion. You can't really trade on the hourly and daily day trading. You have to go to a smaller time frame, but you use the higher time frames as confluence. Now, if we can break this out, that'd be great. Risk management is key, Andrew. And studying the charts. Eventually you'll be like, man, this is doing this again. Yeah. The market repeats itself so much. So here we are. We had a bullish candle to the upside. We didn't quite break. So it might come back down, retest down here again, this line. Approximate. No line is surefire in the market. But probably come down here to retest, or it'll push back up, push up and break. This is what we call a bull flag. It's pushing up and then it kind of pulls back and then it pushes up again. This happens on the charts very often. Very often. That's why I took this trade. Looked like it was bull flagging. Ben Lin said creating liquidity up and down, then broke to the either side. Yeah, that's exactly it. In this case, we're pushing up, so logic says we're going to keep pushing up. You know what I mean? So collecting liquidity each way, yeah, absolutely. And now we're almost up $100 on this trade, just chilling and watching it go. Nice little bull candle. I'm going to move my stop to the bottom of this candle. So now we're in the green, Andrew. Patience. A lot of people, you enter a trade. I got in a little late on this trade. I'm thinking it might push up eventually, and I knew I could dollar cost average. Plus, I was making a trade thinking we're going to go up and retest the high at 560 area. So that's why I was in this trade. But I also knew we were barcoding, and logic says we're going to go up. We're going to come back down. I could get in another DCA entry, whatever. And it's going to push up eventually. But a lot of times people will see, $100 loss here, and they're like, man, I'm about to lose this trade. You have to keep your emotions out of it. You're going to take a loss. I lose every day. All day long, I'm losing trades. But I win more than I lose. I'm at like 60%. Really, it's 50-50 on the direction of the market. You just have to have confluence. All right, so coin toss. It's going up or down. All right, but let's say you have something telling you that it's going to the upside, like this right here, this bull flag. So there's an extra confluence. Another confluence here is we're above the green line. The green line is the 9 EMA, 21 EMA. We're above both. Got a nice little gap between the two, and we're barcoding, collecting liquidity. We're trying to push to the upside or the downside. There's several things that go into motion here in your head, and eventually, the longer you do it, the more it just clicks, if that makes sense. It clicks, and it's like muscle memory. You strike because your body says, hey, let's strike. I know this is what's going to happen, or I'm very positive this is what's going to happen. No one knows exactly what the market's going to do. It just repeats itself over and over and over again. Moves in waves. If it goes up, it's got to come down at some point. We print a bull flag, it's most likely going to go up. We print a bear flag, flip this, it's most likely going to go down. I could have taken this trade with a mini and been sitting okay, but I managed risk. I wasn't 100% sure. The market was moving kind of slow, and who knows what's going to happen. I didn't like this big wick here, indecision candle. There were several reasons why I went into a micro trade. Manage risk, and you'll do good. But like I was saying, I want to try, just a small amount of risk and see how many trades I can take. I feel like I'd have to take a lot of trades to make it work, but, risk $10-20 at a time, maybe even $100, and push. Wait, and just keep pushing buttons. Obviously, I'll be pushing the buttons in the direction that I think the market's going to go, but there'll have to be several confluences for sure. But nice little pullback. I'm going to add to the trade. Hopefully don't hit my stop loss. Got 4 minutes left of this candle. Anyway, I'm going to try it out, I think. We'll see. Another thing, too, it's hard to hold on to running trades like winners. We see that green, and we're like, wow, I need to take that profit. And, yeah, you should. I don't know where Pips is today, and I'll talk about my favorite prop firm here shortly, but you see that green, you want to pop out. I do too. We all do. I don't take trades for long periods. I get in, I get out, and I try to, let them run a little longer, but my mental just doesn't let me. But one thing that I need to work on myself is pushing trades a lot longer than I do. My winners, anyway. Top firm, according to me, I like Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and Apex. Those are my top 3. What's up, Dan? How you doing, man? Guys, we have a veteran in the house. Thank you for your service. Dan needs to get a camera so he can jump on here and delay on my audio. I don't even know how to fix that, man. Let's see. I think you go into advanced properties. How bad's the delay? How's that, Dan? Yeah, I'm using OBS. I went into properties and managed the delay, but I don't know. See if I can. Sounds good to me. Oh, okay. I'm not worried about a second. There's always a delay on the YouTube live. Dan, are you long or short bias? Looks like it's trying to push back down again. Hopefully the Bulls can keep it in check because, yeah, I'm long bias too. Oh, and Andrew, the top firms are the ones that pay, man. Looks like we might get stopped out. Maybe not. Hopefully it's just a nice little pullback. What time is it? Got an hour until market open. Another 30 points or so before we head back down into chop. I don't want a choppy day, man. I want a good directional. I want to make some money today. Yesterday I passed there we go, we got stopped out. Yesterday I passed a Apex 150K account, and then after the live stream, I accidentally added it to the copier, and I lost $400. So I have to play it just a little bit today and make a few $100s. The daily chart looks like a nightmare. The daily chart looks bullish. Very bullish. The 1 minute chart is the nightmare. It's too fast for me. I'm going to go ahead and set up my copier. We are trading $83. I need $270 on my Apex. Thanks, Dan. The daily looks bearish to you? Let me look at that again. I don't know about it. I feel like it's tried to be bearish, but we got long wicks. And then this last candle, it tried to push down, but long wick. Still have 8 hours of the daily candle, so. Is it your birthday, Dan? I had the audio muted for a moment. Happy birthday, sir. You're like 26. I think that's what you said. Can't remember. I remember those days. I don't look 37, but I am. I feel 37. But I see your point on the trend line you sent me. I get it. I just feel like we can go higher. Kind of trading sideways. A 65 in Marine Corps years. Marine Corps is tough, man. I have a cousin that's in the Marines, or he was. Now he's a firefighter. Yeah, absolutely. Short term bullish, long term bearish. Yeah, I feel like the market's got to come down, but I don't think it's going to come down yet. I think we'll get to the 800 area, maybe even 22,000 even. The 21,200 and 22,000 are the two numbers that I'm looking for. Guess we'll find out soon enough, huh? Doesn't matter whether we're bullish or bearish. Market's gonna do what it wants. I'm gonna eat some of my breakfast real quick. One moment. Hey Dan, I'm sending you a text. back to the line. Do we go up? Do we go down? All right, we got Dan on. I think it's good, Dan. Everybody here,
You able to see the
Dan?
chart?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Cool.
We are good.
So really what I was talking about with the bear thesis, uh, first of all, price action has been acting like tariffs are not a thing when I mean it just got appealed, right? Like the Supreme Court's decision to not do tariffs, that got appealed, right? So uh there's really no reason for price to be acting the way that it is. There's nothing good going on in the world. The Ukraine just demolished Russia on some attack while there's supposed to be peace talk negotiations. Uh, the world's not in a great spot, right? There's nothing showing good news anywhere. And this trend line that we have here started, with this bull run from, the COVID recovery, really. And we haven't been able to break back into it. We tried, I think Friday, we tried, and we got really close, but we're still about 700 points away from breaking back into that channel if it happens this week. The longer it goes on, the farther away that trend line will come away from the charts. Uh, and we pull back to the daily, really like the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like the last 15 trading days, we've been stuck in like this little 300-point range. We've been wicking in and out of that range, but nothing substantial, nothing holding past a day. Any progress that gets made one way or the other, it just immediately comes right back down into this little 300-point range, which doesn't mean that there's not good money to be made there. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to, I mean, it could absolutely rip back up into this channel and we could be, back into a buyer's market, but it's just not safe to say, like it's not safe to be bullish yet, I don't think, for another 700-800 points. You got 645 from where price is at right now until we're back into that channel. So I'm not overly bullish on anything. I'm definitely not going to hold on to a short expecting a big flush, but the last time that we broke down under this channel, there was a 1200-point candle on the weekly with the wick, but the overall movement down to the bottom there, 4,600 points. So anything under this channel has me very hesitant for a long thesis, as far as holding on to equity.
I see your point 100%. And I have to keep muting my mic because we have some double audio or something going on. So when you're speaking, I have to shut up. But I see your point.
But that's really it. That's all I'm looking for on, the smaller time scale, or smaller time frame, rather. I definitely see us today, rating ththese highs from yesterday.
Yeah, I
We've
thought
already
so
made
too.
the attempt. That's what had me thinking, 30, 40 points and then back down, because I really don't think that we're going to get much higher than that. If we do, great. I'm all for it. I want a strong market, a strong market, strong economy. Everybody wants that. But as far as it being feasible right now, I'm not sure.
Makes total
Last
sense.
last night, I was expecting us to pop around this time, and then sellers immediately sold back down after that pop. I thought we were gonna push high of day again and push past it, but we just kind of trended back down and tried to sell lower, couldn't, tried to get higher, still can't. So it's very back and forth market, and I'd expect a lot of the same. Uh, go back over to the daily here. I'd expect a lot of the same until we can get a full day where we're holding above this 21,800, 21,850 mark. If we can hold this level and sustain that, without coming back to test this lower range, then I'd be a lot more willing to say, okay, yeah, we're gonna get past this. It's time to wake up and buy. But at the moment, it's been looking a whole lot like a wake up and sell kind of day. It's just it hasn't happened. Like the sell off has not happened, and it should. Um, the market needs to sell off. There's no reason that this big run up here was right after tariff news. We had a 580 point run up after a confirmation saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, 80% tariffs are still on the table for China," and then skyrocket. I think that was Nvidia earnings was around this time as well.
Yeah, it was
Which
Nvidia.
Nvidia earnings, cool. They did okay, but most of the run up was on news that hasn't happened yet. It was on speculation of what they think they're going to do next quarter, and in the years to come.
So that's your logic on the run up there. It has to push back down and kind of retest that area.
Right. And then if we look at volume, most of your volume is going to be held in this area because of the chop. But we have other key points of interest down here. We're getting close to that level that I mentioned on Discord, or actually, I think it was in your chat. I was saying 19,500 roughly is what I'm expecting for the sell off. Which 19,500 would be right at the
We're
Nvidia,
losing you here.
sent us sky high. So I don't think that's a crazy target by any means. We're really just a tweet away from, getting right back down into the levels where I believe it's a fair market. You could say that it's a fair market right where price is at, because if we're chopping around and price is stable in this area, it's tough to make money up or down. Technically that's a fair market. So if price is supposed to be here, cool. But I just don't think it is, because there's no good news to send us up this high. There was plenty of bad news to send us down to the lows. Like the low is 16,452. That's absurd, right?
I
But
think that
there's
was
there
I think that was done intentionally by Trump to push the market down, buy low, sell high.
see, I think that the pump was intentional. I don't think that any of this was. I think that the pump was intentional, and I think it's false. I think that this is a lie.
I could
This
see
is
both
just to pad
sides.
people's pockets.
I agree 100%. I honestly think Trump tried to push the markets down to get good entries, and with his positions or whatever, or anyone, people that know Trump, and then pump. He said buy, so it started ripping.
Right.
But
And you can see on the VPVR, it's the uh visual visual profile, or volume profile visible range is what it is. Uh you know, based off of what it's seeing, just off of the chart here, this is a value sell area. So based off volume, this is a good sell area. And then 4-hour chart,
I don't really look at the
everything.
markets like you do. It's interesting.
uh, For me, it's a lot easier to dictate the short term if I see what has happened in the long term, right? Because a lot of the same patterns hold true. It's just they hold more weight on the higher time frames. So like we're getting close to the highs on the 4-hour chart, the local highs, right? For the last, you know, 16 trading hours or so. Uh we're approaching the highs there, which if we don't blast past it, then we got a good head and shoulders pattern on the 4-hour, which is bearish as hell.
Yeah, I look at the markets a lot different. I see your point, and that's really cool. It's nice to see someone else's mind on the charts. You know what I mean? And explaining their logic. I
Right.
feel
And
like.
all that
Go
I'm
ahead.
trying to do is get an edge that's better than 50%, right? So if I can have an edge that's better than 50%, then I can make money. And same way for you, your whole trading strategy is just beat the house odds, right? Beat 50%. You just want to be able to beat, buy or sell that mentality. So if you and I have different opinions, but we both end the week green, who cares how we got there,
100%. Yeah, I'm more short term than anything. I do look at the higher time frames and kind of get my overall bias, but really you can't get that until market open, in my opinion.
I'm a big advocate of MACD, and on the 4 hour, we're getting some pretty good divergence, which is a good signal for another run up, which is great. I'd love to see it. Every time that we've had a cross on the 4 hour, we've inevitably had a run up. So I'd like to see this hold. I'd like to see the divergence hold. If we get to start to get any convergence here, uh, then I think we're right back down into chop.
Can you
We
explain the MACD? I remember us talking about it last week when we were on the phone. Uh,
Yeah, moving average convergence divergence. That's what it stands for. So essentially what it does is you have these two periods, a 12 and a 26, and your fast moving, which is the 12, is MACD, right? So the last 12 candles is what it's measuring. And then the 26, the red candle, which is your signal line, that's the last 26 candles. That's what it's measuring. So I have something similar with moving averages here, a 9 and a 26 for exponential moving averages, just to be able to kind of visualize what's going on MACD up here. But what I'm looking for here is actually here I got a good little component of MACD hidden, the histogram as well. So once we see numbers above the histogram, signal hasn't quite made it above the histogram yet, but if we get, another 10 candles on the 4 hour chart to hold in the same area, then signal will come above because it's the slower moving average. But it would be a very good signal for upside if we see both of these numbers come across the histogram number, right? But we still want to maintain MACD above the signal line. MACD above signal is a buy signal, but MACD below the signal line is a sell signal. And then you also want these numbers to be positive or negative, depending on which way you want the market to go. So if you want the market to go down, then you should be looking for these numbers to get into the negative space.
so currently
That
it's in
should,
a buy signal, being that it's above the red line, correct?
yes, a very weak buy signal.
Yeah, very low separation.
Let's see. So I have histogram turned off just to kind of clean it up, especially for slow markets. It's pretty tough to get a grasp of. But on the 15-minute, Uh, MACD is still pretty bullish on the 5. It's starting to get pretty flat here. But one thing that I've noticed is that with the 5 minute, I actually have some charts that I'll get to you where I went through for 6 weeks of trading and I marked out every single 5 minute cross and how many points that correlated to in gain, just marking the 5 minute cross, which only happens about twice a day. It's been happening a lot more frequently these last 12 days because it's been so choppy. Uh, but for trendy days especially, it's very useful. Uh, but normally what I'd see is on a 5 minute cross that would come with like 150 points in whatever direction the cross signal. Uh, and now, it's starting to get a lot more choppy, so momentum indicators aren't working as well. So we pull this out to the daily, should be able to see what I'm talking about a little bit better. So the daily, we are very flat and we're actually even bearish on the daily. And you could also use MACD kind of like RSI, right? So we are super overextended on the daily. We are 450 and 430 on the measurements here. We would really like to see these come back to zero. So that means another 2 weeks of chopping before these numbers start coming down on the daily chart. Uh, before I have any confidence on like a daily buy signal. A daily sell signal in this area, yeah, I'm leaning more towards that.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I've never used MACD. I might test it out a little bit. You said it was like 6 weeks of back testing on the 5 minute, and how many points?
Roughly 150, but it's a lot easier to gauge that in a trending market like we had while I was testing.
Sure.
So I mean it works for longs and shorts. It's just you have to have the criteria set for it. I have some automated scripts that are running in the back, just trying to do some forward testing with them on TradingView right now. And so far this year, one of those scripts has done, I think 80,000 just trading one NQ.
Nice.
Uh, and all that thing is measuring is uh divergence on MACD as well as crosses on the EMAs.
Can you explain on the MACD, on this chart currently, we're in a buy signal, albeit a weak buy signal, you said. But what gives you your entry when you're looking at the MACD? Like, let's say right now, market's open and you're ready to buy or sell. What are you looking for?
So ideally, what I want is a cross on the 5 minute, but I want some divergence with it. So I
And that
want to
happens
see
twice a day, you said approximately.
it happens a lot more frequently these last few days. You see the on the chart, it's just crossing back and forth
I see.
for the last couple days. It's been really hard for really any one number to get away from the other. So it hasn't been anywhere near as reliable. So I haven't been setting entry criteria based on MACD at all. Um, I've mainly just been focusing on price action and volume, and I have levels drawn out based on previous volume. See these little lines that are peppering the screen. These are all key points of interest based on volume. And the way that I'm finding that is I come back, I identify levels of chop like this right here, and then I throw a volume profile fixed range on it to figure out where the key volume is for these areas. So this one needs to come down a bit.
So on like choppy days, weeks, whatever, you're ignoring MACD for the most part and doing the other.
Yes, during chop. If you're getting 20 crosses in a day, then the market doesn't know what it wants to do, so there's no momentum one way or the other. So there's no way to really gauge big breakouts. And that's what you're looking for on choppy days, right? You're looking for a breakout. You're not looking to stay with the trend, because there isn't one. There's really hasn't been much of a trend for the last couple days. We've definitely had good run-ups, but look at how long these wicks are. That's a 360 point run up from the bottom of the wick, but that's 140 points of a stop that you would have had to have on the entry here on the daily.
And that doesn't make sense for prop firm traders for sure.
Absolutely not. No. So you really need to be more in the business of taking money off the table and not letting it get away from you, and snatching profits when you see it for days like this. It's I don't think we're gonna have any long-term holds for uh you know prop firm criteria for at least another 2 weeks.
And when you say
Assuming
snatch profit, when you say snatch profits, I remember you telling me you hold for about 10 points, right?
I do for markets like this. I'm looking for 10, 15 points in markets like this, where normally I'm shooting for about 70 before I hit my first take profit.
And at what point do you put your stop to break even on the 10 to 15 points?
I don't use a stop.
Mental stop?
Yep, I have a mental stop of roughly 5 points. It just depends on price action and my entry. So 9 times out of 10, I'm sizing light in markets like this. So I give myself a little bit more wiggle room on the stop. It might be more of like a 1-to-1 trade where, I'm risking 15 points to make 15 points, just because of how uncertain the market is. So a
Uncertain is
one
an
to one is
understatement.
fine. A 1-to-1 is fine if you have, uh, a high win rate, right? A high win rate is key. 360 lots traded. That's micros, but it's adding into positions once you gain confidence.
Makes total sense. I'm gonna test
But
out the MACD myself. I've never used it before.
yeah, I have some papers I can send you. I got a whole paper wrote up on how to use MACD.
Yeah, please do.
All right, man. Well, I think that's about all I got for you. There's really not a whole lot to it. There's nothing to what I do, really. I'm just
Yeah,
playing momentum, and right now there's no momentum, so my trading hasn't been great, but I don't think really anybody's been making out like a bandit.
at least you're green. That's all that matters, right?
Definitely green, just not as much as I'd like to see.
Says every trader. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, and happy birthday. Thank you for your service.
Yes, sir. You take care.
You too, brother. See ya.
See you, man.
Appreciate you coming on, Dan. That was cool. Very eye opening. I've been kind of stuck to trading the way I like to trade and seeing someone else's point of view. It's really cool. I'm not looking to trade any until after market opens, so I'm just gonna sit here and watch the charts for a few and finish my breakfast. Jinx, yeah, I agree. Dan's a very, very intelligent guy. He needs to start a YouTube channel. I think he'd do very well. Still pushing up pre-market. Could have stayed in a little longer. Kind of held to that line that I had here. One thing you can get from Dan coming on was, everyone has their own opinion on the market. The market's going to do what it wants. However, Dan does well trading, through his, strategy there, and it works for him. It can work for you too. It can work for all of us. 5 minutes till market open. Starting to see a little more volatility. My personal strategy, I like to see what the charts give me throughout the day. I'm not a long-term kind of guy, though I do kind of get a bias based on higher time frames. After hearing what he had to say, though, I kind of agree with the bearish mindset. Seeing things from different point of views is always a positive thing. Dan said, definitely no reason to be married to any bias, but it's the direction I'm learning. Yeah, I agree. I try to react to price as it's printing, if that makes sense. So far, it's been good for me, but I need to make it a point to learn different things so I can figure out what's going to give me the best edge overall in the market for sure. Yes, sir. Now just watching. No reason to get into a trade at this point. We're 3 minutes until market open. 2 minutes, actually. And got to see the opening print. Dan, you need to get a camera, man. We need to put you on again. I need to figure out the audio issue. I had to mute every time you were talking. I guess my microphone was picking up. It's super interesting seeing other sides, you know what I mean? Other people's brains, how they think. Love it. Yeah, I'm not sure, Jinx. I have a Roadcaster Pro. It's the bigger one, and then I have a Black Magic A10 Mini Extreme, and I thought I had the audio routed properly, but I guess I didn't. All right, here we are. Market's open. Big green candle to the upside. Guess we could have played that in the short term. One thing I hate about Ninja Trader is when you get a big spike like that and everything just gets a little smaller. And then if you want to stretch it out, I have to be able to see. Just distorts. Anyone who longed that up here, you are hurting. For sure. Yeah, there's that 40 points. Nice, Jinx. She's trying to push down.
Order filled. Order filled. submitted. Order submitted.
Bear and bull tug of war on this candle. I'd like to see it push down and continue down below these lows for sure.
Order filled.
3 contracts in, micros. That reaction was the 9 o'clock Jolts job openings. 9 a.m. news. Wait, never mind, that's coming. So that's 10 market time. Keep on pushing. The reason I got in this trade is because of the hard rejection here, long wick.
Order canceled.
Can she keep printing lower? ripping back up. Might hit our stop.
Order filled.
There's the pop.
Stop filled.
All right, I'm finally back. I'm gonna take a buy here.
Order submitted.
My camera's not working. I don't know what happened. Kind of trying to play this chop. If it goes any lower, I'm out. It's been kind of chopping back and forth. So I'm overall bullish for the moment. So we'll see what we get out of it. Copy trading, about 6 or 7 accounts here. They need to hurry up with my live account. I want to trade live again. I haven't been trading live much. I took a couple trades while I was on the phone, but wasn't able to say much about it. Just kind of playing the wick retest, and overall we're trending up. We got a bull flag printing out. Longer term bull flag. Don't stop me out.
Order submitted.
2 contracts long. Might lose this trade. Looks like it's pushing to the downside a little bit more than I want. So far, we're up about 250 on each account. Overall, been a good day. I'm not going to be trading much longer. Just another 30 minutes or so. Got a lot going on. Too distracted. Looks like it wants to push down, but then again, it looks like the bulls are still pushing it up. So hopefully we'll make about $100 on this trade here. Fix my camera in a few minutes.
Order canceled.
All right, we're stopped out. And there's my camera. Might take another entry here. Give it a little time to push down if it's gonna push. Hopefully just a short-term pullback. My stop was probably a little too tight. Get in for a better entry. Now we're in the red for the day. Lovely. Let's go ahead and hop in again.
Order submitted.
Maybe she won't push down. I'm not scared of a red day. Maybe it's because I haven't been able to watch much, but it feels like the market's not really moving too much. It's kind of back and forth. Overall, the trend looks up, but need to get this Apex account passed again. I passed it yesterday and then messed up. All right, we closed pretty low on that, so I'm going to de-risk. Just let it stop me out.
Order canceled.
Andrew, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't really answer that question, my friend. I wish I could, bud, but if you think... I don't want to tell you to buy and then you lose money. If you copy my trades, I mean, there's a good chance you'll make money, but there's still a good chance that you'll lose money. So I just suggest that you watch the market and jump in when you think it's going to come in. Like right here, see how it popped down for a quick pullback and then it ripped up. I think this was market open maybe. This is market open, but I don't know, man. Can't really help. I feel like a buy is decent choice. I mean, we are trending up. We are above the 21 EMA still. It's probably going to reject at the 21. It might sink down below it a little bit, but overall, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking buy, but I can't really tell you when to trade. I'm unwilling. I'm not trying to get sued either. I can say that right now I'm only looking for buying opportunities. I'm not looking for any kind of sales. The market's overall up, and it looks like it's trying to reverse, but the bulls might keep it pushing up. Who knows? We shall see, though. One thing I know for sure, I'm starving. So the answer to your question, Andrew, when you were down here, yeah, it was time to buy. Now we're pushing back up. I mean, short term, it could come back down, though, so looks like we're barcoding for a little bit longer. All right, so far we got 10 likes on the stream. 10 more to go. And I only have a few more minutes left on live. I'm not going to stay on much longer. Probably another 20 or so, maybe 30 minutes. Sure was a good buying opportunity. Look at that. My stop was too tight. Market's moving way too slow. It's only 10:30. There's this guy in the comments on some of my videos just trolling, talking about I'm trading sim accounts or whatever. Yeah, I'm trading sim accounts. Yeah, these aren't real live accounts. These are prop firms. I've had many funded accounts. I have had a lot of evaluations. I churn and burn them. My strategy on evals up until recently was pretty reckless, and definitely traded my evals like they were casinos. And that's not what he's upset about. He's saying that I'm sharing, that I'm making all this money, but no, I'm not. I'm not making a bunch of money. I'm sharing my profits for the day in evals or funded if I have a funded account, which right now I just have 2 funded accounts. Last week I had, I don't even know how many, 10, 15. People just really piss me off. Practice how you play. Yeah, really. I'm transparent. I don't have but 2 funded right now. I blew them all the other day. Live. 100% transparent here. I'm a Christian man. Yeah, proof of concept is what you're displaying. Absolutely, 100%. I'm trying to show myself, build back my funded accounts. I'm not the best day trader. I'm not. By far, not the best day trader. I trade, I win, I trade, I lose. It's all, it's both ways. Most of the time I'm net positive, which is good. A lot of times I feel undeserving, but you know, it is what it is. If you're watching troll, I mean, I'm saying it live. These are sim funded accounts or sim evals. Sim, SIM. The way I trade is the way I trade. The way Dan trades is the way Dan trades. Everybody trades different. I have my way, you have your way. If you're trading live accounts, great. Good job. I trade live too. Very minimal, but I do trade live. And I'm actually fixing to start trading a live account, trying to build it up from 500 to, whatever. The point is, I'm transparent. I'm not making money every single day. I'm not making money every single month. I'm not always net positive. Overall, most of the time I am, but nothing to hide here. I'm still learning. I'm new to futures. Futures I started less than a year ago. Futures is, I'm really just showing my come up or my failure, whatever it ends up being. I don't make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but when I get my funded accounts, we're gonna take them nice and slow, 250 a day, and I'm gonna show, like Dan just said, proof of concept. I'm just gonna show you can make a lot of money trading 20 Apex, 5 take profit trader, 5 Tradeify. 250 a day, 500 a day, minimal. 20 accounts, 250 a day, that's $5,000 a day. You do that until you get paid, I mean, you're making money. I'll take that all day long. And I make a lot of money in real life. I'm not trying to brag when I say that. I make a lot of money. I own a business. Just last year, I had over 1,000 clients. We spray lawns, a lawn spray company, fertilization, weed control. And 1,000 clients, even at 55, which is our minimum, do the math. But most of the clients aren't 55, and I just sold half of them. So my bank account sits just fine. What is your name? My Les Loves 8005. We'll just call you Troll from now on. All right, rant over. Market's moving way too slow for me, so I might just call it a day. I'm down $500 on each account almost. my take profit trader eval is passed. We're at 53,270. I just have to flip micros for another day, I think. Let me just double check. Trying to build back my fundeds. Today's day 4, so tomorrow will be day 5, and yeah, so Wednesday, Thursday I'll be trading funded with take profit. I don't get it. This guy wants to comment just because of a thumbnail. Is that what you're looking at? You're not watching the whole video or the live? I mean, nothing to hide here. I don't have a course. I'm not selling anything. I'm getting on YouTube, trading, talking. That's all we're doing. Preaching the gospel somewhat. I'm not a preacher, but I like to share my faith. If I can bring one person to Christ doing this, then, man, my job is well done. Yeah, Andrew, today is a boring day in the market. We had a good little move, market open, but I don't know. Honestly, after this wick here, I thought we were going to come down. I'm sure Dan did too. Good example of the market's going to do what the market wants to do, not what we want. I know one thing, I'm hungry. Can't wait for lunch. It's only 10 o'clock in my area. It's 9 o'clock where you are, Dan. I wouldn't say super bullish, but yeah, it's been a bullish day. If you're counting London market, London session, yeah, it's been pretty bullish. Looks like we're going to hit 800. Yeah, I think we're going to continue to rise up. Next level of interest is around the 700 mark for me. We're kind of at the, between 630 and 700. 700-ish, 650, 670. I might take a trade the next leg down here if it pops down for a pullback. I just don't like trades. I don't like taking trades when the market moves real slow because, I mean, you're in a trade for a longer period, and I don't know, I just don't like the unknown. I like for it to do what it's going to do and move on to the next one.
Order submitted.
Back before I stream live, there would be days where I don't take trades at all. Just watch the market. And then when I started live streaming, I felt like I had to be in trades a lot more because people were watching, you know? But honestly, I'm doing what I'm doing for me, not for anyone else. Sharing my story, trying to bring people to Christ, doing what I do. Come on, hit my buy limit. Let's go. It's not going to hit it. And then it's going to rip up 100 points. Watch. exactly like I said. Boom. What, 150 bucks?
Order canceled.
Speaking of Christ, beautiful cross here. It's amazing seeing the crosses on the chart every day. Lets me know that I am where I'm supposed to be. Nice push up. I wish I was a part of it. But I'm not gonna FOMO in, try to get in. It could crash down. I wanted in at the bottom of this candle and I missed it. Hey, Andrew, I'm looking at your comment here. If you're still on, your comment says daily min and max target for 50K accounts. So it depends on where you're trading. For like take profit trader, the 50% consistency rule has you kind of stuck making about $1,500 on day one, $1,500 or less on day two. So typically I like to try to reach for that $1,400 mark, $1,450, just anywhere close, even $1,200, $1,000. But I wouldn't set a target. I would literally trade and try to, make a little profit, even if it's $250 a day. If you do it $250 a day, I think it's 10 days to pass. So like 250, let's see, sorry, 3,000 divided by 250. It's 12 days, sorry. If you do 250 a day, you'll pass the eval in 12 days, and then you're trading funded. And then just keep doing the 250 mark. Like, that's what I strive for. I mean, with 20 Apex accounts or 5 take profit trader accounts, 250 a day is substantial. Now, granted, you're not going to make, on take profit trader, you have to get past your buffer to take a payout, but you're still net positive and you're working towards that goal. If you get greedy and treat it like a casino or some sort of gambling, whatever, then you're just going to blow your account, and that's not good. You'll lose all those 12 days of effort trying to pass the eval, and then you're wasting, $119? And then now you have to reset for, any evaluations, $100 to reset on take profit. And then to reset a funded account, it's like $650. You know how many resets I've done on funded accounts? I can show you. A lot. I have no pro accounts with Take Profit Trader right now. I've had a bunch. Here are my results. These are pro accounts. I have none currently. I've reset 2 times on this one, 1 time on this one, 1 time on this one. $600 a pop. I'll get close to payout sometimes, and then, I don't know, something happens or, whatever. But I've popped these accounts. But I've had a lot of funded accounts on Take Profit Trader. I've held them for a long time too. So you just keep trading and do it slow. It's good advice. Take your time. Anyone else agree? And for the troll, here you are, man. Trading funded, trading evals. I've got even more test accounts that are blown. I churn and burn them. Here's my results. Transparent. 100%. I don't care what anyone thinks. Especially you, troll. Move along. Oh, and Andrew, another thing, it wouldn't hurt to just use those evals. I would start with like an Apex eval. Use my code JSDT and get an Apex eval for like 71% off right now. Use that eval to find your edge, or sim trade. You can go in your if you buy an eval, you don't even have to buy an eval. You can go to NinjaTrader, download the software, and whenever you log in, go to sim, and you have when you first log in, you have a $100,000 sim that you can trade. And here it is. Let me just show you. This is a $100,000 sim 101, and I've never traded it, but you can trade that and find an edge. When I first started trading futures, I jumped in headfirst with a lot of money, and that was the dumbest thing I could have done. Legit. Oh yeah, troll, I'm showing my loss. $500 on each account. $397 on another one. Almost $600 on one. Anyway, trade to find an edge. Like, you can even take the way I trade. I mean, we're above the EMA here. We're buying pullbacks. Buy the dips, sell the rips. I can't remember where I heard that from, but I think it was FSP. But my strategy is pretty simple. I like to keep things simple. And my goal is to take a buy here when the market crosses the two lines. So the green line is the 9 EMA, and the white line is the 21 EMA. The green line is highly reactive. It's very responsive to price. So to me, it's like a sticky indicator, and the price is always trying to stay close to it. It's a 9 EMA, so which that means it is 9 bars from here to here, 9 bars, whatever that is. It's average price based on those bars. And the 21 is similar. It's 21 bars rather than 9. So if you go even higher to like a 200 EMA, the line would be, here I can add it. The line would be more level, if that makes sense. You can even use the two. I know people that do use the 200 EMA, and when price is above it, they'll take a buy, or vice versa if it's lower. I used to use the 200 EMA a little bit, but for my strategy, I just feel like it's fine the way I do it now. All right, let's see. We'll make that line yellow, and let's make it a little thicker, just to show you. So the 200 EMA is pretty flat. It's always flat. So unless price just really jumps a certain direction, like here, it's up. So here we were in a downtrend, heavy downtrend, and then once we pass the 200 EMA, you can take a buy. I would give it a little time past the EMA, obviously, because it could just reject back down. Like here, you know, it didn't stay in long. Price was down, the EMA was above, it came up, boom, came back down, tested it again, came back down. So it's not a 100% guarantee you're going to win, but you use that as a confluence. If you have several things that, you know, this is why I'm going to take a trade. We're above the 200 EMA. We're above the green EMA, 9 EMA. We're above the 21 EMA. The sun is shining and it's not raining outside. All right, all 4 confluences are good. Let's take our trade. We're going to go long, boom, make our money. You know what I mean? You got to find an edge. And to do that, You just got to watch the charts. So yeah, 250 a day. Take your time, man. Find an edge. As you trade, you'll see how price reacts. And being in a trade, where albeit an eval or a sim account, it helps you see how price reacts when you're in a trade. It kind of gives you that energy, that adrenaline, and you're learning. Honestly, prop firms are really good for learning because you have a little money in the you're invested. That's why when people give away courses, like most people won't even watch the whole course or read the whole course because it was given away for free and you don't have anything invested in it. Now, if you go buy $1,000 or $200 course, you're gonna watch that course. Why would you spend that much money on something and not use it? You buy a brand new car, are you gonna drive it? Absolutely. If someone gives you a brand new car, you're still gonna drive it. That's a off the wall example, but you're gonna appreciate it more if you worked hard for it and had to buy it yourself. Whereas if someone gave it to you, it'd be a little different. Now, that's not for everybody, but most people, you know. Anyway, get in the markets and trade, man. That's the best way to learn. Absolutely the best way to learn. And it looks like I'm going to have a red day today because I'm not really interested in trading this. So we'll see what happens on Power Hour. Get back on my MacBook at home and play around on TradingView. A lot of people trade wicks too. So one thing you could look for are wicks like this. See, and this is a failed example because, I mean, I guess it's kind of failed, but it went down for a short period. If you trade like I do, you're going to take base hits and you would have been profitable. However, I wasn't profitable because I was thinking we were going to go further down. So I was trying to let my trade run. So if I would have done what I normally do, $50 to $100, and I was about $100 in profit, 80-ish, 90, take my profits, I would have won that trade and we would have been green on it. But these wicks, they pretty much signal weakness. So price tried to go up, bears pushed it back down. So that lets you know that it's likely, not always 100%, likely that we're going to go further down. And we did. I don't know how many points, not much, 47 to 510-ish. So we went down pretty good. You could have made a little money, especially in a mini trade in Q, but I was in micros. Here we are with another wick here. So boom, price is going to go back up. And now you see another wick here. Price could come down, but it didn't. It kept going. You want to look for long wicks, not just small things like this. Like this was a good wick. This is a good wick. Here price came down. Bulls rejected and pushed it up even further and we're climbing. If you would have stayed in this trade for a while, you'd have been making money. It's all about finding an edge. Stick to what you know. And only trade that edge if you're brand new. I have several things that I trade, like barcoding, above the EMA, long wicks. I have a few things that I look for. Making out like a bandit today. Good, man. I wish I was, but today's going to be a red day for me. On your Discord? You need to start a YouTube channel. I think you would do very well. Just do your charts and yeah, I think you'd do very well. I'm not that good at it, but I keep showing up. Yeah, I'll do it, man. We'll cross promote. Yeah, that's the most important part for sure. Keep showing up. Absolutely. I love being a parent. The reason why I started trading on live and starting a YouTube channel was for second income, obviously. But I really get bored trading by myself, just sitting here staring at the charts. I like talking. I like responding to comments. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, best job I got too, man. I don't know if you heard or not, but I won my case. Did I tell you about that? I took my daughter's mom to court. I now have majority custody. Very happy about it. She moved away over an hour and a half, and that would mean that I wouldn't be able to exercise my parenting time. We had 50-50 prior, and she was primary parent, but now it's the other way around. I wish you luck, man. If I could, I'll text you about it. But I found after the fact, why I won the case, and I really didn't know it would be that reason. But I'll show you. I'll send you the decision on the judge and let you see what they look for. You're in Alabama or Mississippi, right? I can't remember which one. I know you're on the west side of Tennessee, south somewhere. Thank you, sir. Alabama. Okay, yeah. I think you're about an hour and a half from me. Might have to meet up sometime. Yeah, very slow move, man. That's why I'm kind of not looking to get in right now. I may get in if it comes down to the EMA. Yeah, I like buying lunch for veterans, man. I'll buy you lunch sometime. We can talk trading. Golf, frisbee golf, disc golf, or golf. I don't have any clubs. I have a few discs, though. I'm not much into sports. I've been doing the online thing since I was 18 years old. I used to own a bunch of websites and made a lot of money with affiliate marketing and Google ads. And yeah, I'll take a lesson. I'm down. Let's do it. Looks like it's going to go up for some more time here. Me either. That's why I golf. Oh, I guess it's good to be distracted. Do something different. Over the summer, I'll have a lot of time, so during the school year, I don't have a lot of time. Playing Mr. Mom. Dibya, I like to try to read these names. Dibya Baracharya. I'm doing good, man. How are you? I have been trading Andrew for 9 years, almost a decade, but not consistent. I've traded Forex, made a lot of money. I've made the most money in Forex, I think. And crypto. I bought a bunch of those meme coins when they were pretty low. Made a little money. A lot of times I'll trade for a few months out of the year and then quit for a year, the rest of the year. I do it a few times and then make some money and get out because I get scared. But now I'm trying to... No, I don't trade ICT. I trade John, the John method. I trade the 9 and 21 EMA and pullbacks, momentum, price action in general. I do like to keep in tune on, what other people trade, like ICT, fair value gaps, and whatever. I don't know a lot about it, but I look at it. Did I get your name right, or did I butcher the crap out of it? Did ya? Hey Dan, have you ever played disc golf, man? That stuff's fun. Fair value gap. Yeah, I've never really paid too much attention to uh, ICT. I know there's some sort of break of structure and this and that. There's so much to it. It's a little confusing to me. I haven't really taken the time also, so can't really say much about it. I do keep in mind fair value gaps, like a gap in the day, especially on gaps when the market closes for an hour or for the weekend. Yeah, I like watching it too. My thing is pool. I play pool. I've never gone pro, but I've played a lot in Nashville, tournaments and stuff. I've won many tournaments. I went to Panama City a few years ago and started on a random tournament. I went to a pool hall and they were having a tournament, and I don't remember how many people. There were a lot of people there though, but I got in and won. Yeah, I'm bullish for the day. My nephew, he's 14. He's in MMA. He does really good. He's a big, stocky kid. I do like MMA. I just don't really watch for it much. Bowling and darts. Yeah, we go bowling sometimes, my family and I. Something different every now and then. Yeah, I will run the table. Well, I say that. About a year ago, I would run the table on you for sure. But now, I don't play as much, so I don't really have time. I used to go to the bars all the time, and then I found Christ, and now I stay out of the bars. I don't really care to go. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do any of that junk. Plus, my wife is pregnant right now. She's many, many weeks pregnant. We're due in November, so I gotta be there for her, make sure she's not having to strain. California sober? What is that? Ah, I see. I used to smoke. I like smoking, but I just like to keep a straight head. I don't really care for anything else. I like being sober. Yeah. I'd rather stay sober, man. Weed, alcohol, anything. I just don't care for it. I don't like being out of my element. My brain, I'm an overthinker. I think way too much as it is. Yeah, I used to smoke before bed too. When I was much younger. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a buy here just because we're kind of flattened out. See what we get. Maybe I can lessen my deficit some.
Order submitted.
So I get up super early, 5, 6 a.m. Central Time, and I'm tired by 7, 8 o'clock. I'm in bed at 8 o'clock. So I'm sure you do, man. Thank you for your service again. What? How the heck did that happen? That don't make any sense. Which one is it? 22? There's no way I'm at my daily loss limit. I have $569 in loss. That is a mistake. Best thing you ever did. Yeah, I bet, man. For some reason, my Tradify account is showing I'm at daily loss limit, but my loss is 569. My drawdown is 48.5, but I'm at 49.2. That's got to be a mistake. Can't be. That's odd. Something's wrong. That's all right. There's the move I wanted to back up. Trying to dollar cost average in. It's just that one account so far. I'm going to try this other Tradify and see if it works, but just for a quick moment. See, yeah, it's just one account. I don't know what the problem is. Literally, my account balance on this one is 49,205. It said my daily loss limit was breached, and I'm at 569. Tradify is $1,200. So it should have been fine. Drawdown auto 48.5. That's weird. Fully locked out. How much in profit? Hopefully pretty significant. That's awesome though. Heck yeah. See, my trade idea worked. Something's wrong. Look at that. Push. I personally did 750 unfunded and then made a bunch of progress on some evals. One of the guys did 220 across 11 accounts and another did 400 across 11 accounts. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. I'm down 664 across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accounts. I'll take that loss over the loss I had the other day. I lost like $35,000. It hurt. Blew account after account. Man. Don't worry, I'll be back. Oh yeah, easy comeback. Evals are easy to pass. I've just been taking it slow since I had that big loss. I've been kind of bummed about it. Plus, I had some mental things going on with this court case and so much not positive things going on. So I've had to take it easy. I don't want to push too hard. I think I'm going to call it red day. Most of my time was taken up on the dang phone. Kind of irritated me. You know how when you get on the phone, when you get on the phone with somebody and you're just like, okay, well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. You didn't say it like 5 times and they're still talking. They acknowledge that you want to get off the phone and then start talking about something else. It's so annoying. Yeah, I hope so. Green tomorrow. Yeah, good time to chill and enjoy the success outside of trading. Yeah. Although we've kind of been hurting the last few weeks because of rain and wind. We can't spray when certain wind speeds, and when it's raining, it's pointless. So we've kind of had a little bit of a rough 3 weeks financially, but we'll be all right. All right, guys, I'm ending the stream. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Big picture, you are up. Yeah, definitely. Peace out.